Kita masuk nih ke mulai acaranya. Saya akan kenalkan dulu siapa sih yang akan menjadi speaker hari ini, siapa yang akan menjadi pembicara hari ini. Kita akan ada 2 alumni, yaitu pertama adalah Farhan Athallah Siregar, dan juga ada Shirley Adrianne. Mereka berdua adalah murid Binus School Bekasi yang sudah lulus, kebetulan lulus di tahun 2021 ini. Gitu. Nah, Farhan ini dia itu masuk ke University of Indonesia atau yang kita kenal adalah UI. Nah, Farhan masuk ke UI itu mengambil medical studies. Gitu. Nah, kebetulan Farhan itu adalah salah satu part of student council. Dia adalah vice president di Binus School Bekasi Student Council. Lalu juga Farhan itu mendapatkan beberapa achievement, yaitu Best in Biology, Best in Physics, Merit Award sebagai Most Active Student, dan Binus Learner Award. Gitu. Nah, yang kedua, itu akan ada Shirley Adrianne. Dia juga adalah lulusan di tahun 2021, dan kebetulan Shirley itu mengambil di Yonsei University Underwood International College. Kalau saya tidak salah, Yonsei University ini di Korea Selatan. Nah, Shirley ini mengambil di Culture and Design Management. Nah, Shirley juga salah satu part of Student Council. Nah, Shirley itu sebagai creative team di Student Council kita. Nah, dia juga salah satu co-founder di Hand to Hand Indonesia. Lalu juga ada beberapa achievement yang diterima oleh Shirley, yaitu dia participate di WSC, Tournament Champion di Yale University USA di tahun 2019, lalu juga second place winner di Digimark Business Case Competition 2020. Nah, mereka berdua ini dengan achievement yang sangat membanggakan akan share sedikit pengalaman mereka, salah satunya bagaimana mereka bisa partisipasi di international competition. Seperti itu. Nah, di sini juga yang akan membawakan hari ini adalah salah satu teacher di Binus School Bekasi, yaitu adalah Miss Rinda. Halo Miss Rinda.
Halo Sir.
Halo Miss Rinda. Iya, Miss Rinda ini, beliau adalah teacher di Binus School Bekasi. Beliau itu mengajar untuk Integrated Humanities untuk kelas 8, lalu Business Studies untuk kelas 9, dan IDP untuk kelas 11. Nanti beliau yang akan memandu acara pada hari ini, yang akan bertanya, yang akan melakukan pertanyaan untuk Shirley dan juga Farhan. Dan untuk teman-teman semua yang memiliki pertanyaan, wah pengen tahu nih lebih lanjut tentang Farhan dan Shirley, silakan kirimkan pertanyaan kalian melalui chat ke Q&A. Jadi sudah ada, kalau misalnya kalian dilihat di chat, kalian akan lihat nanti namanya adalah Q&A. Silakan ajukan pertanyaan itu ke Q&A, nanti akan kita tanyakan ke Farhan dan Shirley. Seperti itu ya semuanya. Nah, tanpa berlama-lama lagi, saya pasti tahu nih teman-teman udah mulai penasaran siapa sih Farhan, siapa sih Shirley. Nah, kita mulai saja untuk sharing session-nya. Miss Rinda, halo.
Yes, Sir.
Ya, Miss Rinda, karena teman-teman semua udah pada penasaran nih tentang Shirley sama Farhan, kalau gitu saya langsung kasih panggungnya untuk Miss Rinda, Farhan, dan juga Shirley. Silakan, Miss.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adi. Halo Bapak Ibu, everyone. Good morning once again from us, from Binus School Bekasi. Semoga kita semua sehat-sehat dan baik-baik ya. Okay, now let's hear about our sharing session with our alumni. Ya, kita dengar sekarang bagaimana sharing-sharing dari para alumni Binus School Bekasi. Hari ini sudah ada Shirley and Farhan. How are you guys? How are you,
Yeah,
Shirley?
hello, Miss.
We're good, Miss.
How about you,
Yeah,
Farhan?
I'm good.
Good to
I'm
know.
good. There's actually not a lot of things to do.
I see. So how are you actually? You are, distance learning right now?
I haven't started university. I don't know about Farhan. Did you start university?
We haven't actually started university, but we already started what we call like OSPEC in university.
Oh, okay, okay. So you have OSPEC in your campus right now, Farhan.
Yeah, because it's a public university here in Indonesia. We usually have OSPEC. So yeah.
I see, I see. Okay. Now, first of all, I want to congratulate you and your graduation this year. As class of 2021, how do you feel after graduating from high school, Shirley?
Honestly, I feel relieved. There isn't as much work as high school, and I get a little break, and it feels good, honestly.
You feel good, yeah? How about you, Farhan?
Yeah, honestly, the same like Shirley. I feel relief because, we don't really have the high school pressure anymore. So yeah, I can have a rest finally.
Yeah, you can have a rest, yeah, for how many months will you have a break before you enter the new academic year?
Mine will start at September. So yeah, around 2 months-ish.
It's 2 months. How about you, Shirley?
Mine is starting in the end of August, so similar, but like it's near to the beginning of September too.
I see, I see. Okay, now we know that both of you graduated in 2021. Some people call it as pandemic graduation. How do you think about it, Farhan?
Well, it's kind of unfortunate because we don't really have an offline graduation. We had a Zoom graduation. So it's kind of sad, but yeah, it's the pandemic. We can't do anything about it but stay at home. So that's
Yeah,
like one thing.
okay, yeah, it's true, yeah. Because of the pandemic, you cannot get the offline graduation, yeah. How about you, Shirley? How do you feel?
I think not much different from Farhan. I think it's very sad that we didn't get to have like the traditional graduation, but I feel very thankful that I have a lot of rest and a lot of home time.
Okay, okay. So you take the positive side, yeah? The positive side of this pandemic. All right. Now, how about the process of you enrolling to your university? Which university did you enroll in? And may I know the major? The process first, yeah, the process. I want to hear from Farhan because, um, we heard that both of you are graduated this academic year, yeah, so we really want to know how about the process when you enroll to the university, Farhan.
So a bit of a background. I initially planned to enroll in medical studies or kedokteran in Bahasa Indonesia. And for that reason, I only applied to local universities in Indonesia because it's actually better for us Indonesians to have our medical degrees here from Indonesia. So that's actually the reason why I only applied to Indonesian universities, especially public universities. And it's a very long process, actually months of process, because there are a lot of how do you say jalur-jalur different pathways to apply to universities in here in public university in Indonesia. So there's like the pathway where you submit the report card, and there's also the written exam pathways for you to apply to universities here in Indonesia. And I myself enrolled in medical studies, and I was thankfully accepted into the international program of Universitas Indonesia. And I was accepted from the CMAC pathway. It's a written exam. Not only the written exam, there's also some interviews as well. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a short description of how I got in.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So what major are you now?
Medical studies or
Medical
kedokteran,
studies in university.
Universitas Indonesia.
I see. Wow, awesome. Thank you, Farhan. How about you, Shirley?
I enrolled by having an agent outside from Binus, and I met that agent through online, and I applied to 3 universities in Korea. And I so for Yonsei, it was my first goal, and the major I'm taking is culture and design management. And I just submitted my my essay, my personal statement, and the recommendation from the teachers.
Oh, wow. Both of you are really amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your how you can enroll those awesome universities. Yeah. Now, can you tell us about the process? Sorry. How about this? Yeah. How did Bino School Bekasi guide you to get into your dream university, Farhan?
I think it all started not only in grade 12. Ever since I started here in Business School Bekasi, the guidance counselor, especially, they've started like university or in career expo. I remember back then in grade 11 where there are a lot of choices where you can visit booths of different universities abroad and also in here in Indonesia. There were also a university visit. I remember last time I was in grade 11 where we visited OE, University of Indonesia. And actually at that point, it made me firm of my decision to study in OE. So yeah, the guidance counselor actually played a big role here, especially on, giving us informations about admissions, even scholarships to various universities.
Wow. Okay. How about you, Shirley?
Uh, Not much different too, actually, because I had the same experience. I went to the same career expo and I went also to UI. But for me personally, Binus really helps in like helping my documents and everything. They were like the teachers were very responsive and very helpful. And I think they were very guiding in writing my essays and everything.
Wow, so meaning our school really supports you how to get into your dream university, yeah? Awesome. All right. So, Bapak Ibu, if you want to ask more, or maybe any one of you here that wants to ask uh, the information further, how can our alumni can be so helpful like this, please feel free to drop the questions in our chat box. All right. Next question. For Farhan, some people say that if we study international curriculum, it means we must study abroad. Is that true? And what do you think about this, Farhan?
I think it's a very big misconception where you're enrolled to an international school like Venus where you have to study abroad. It's not actually the case because actually a lot of my friends are enrolled to public universities here in Indonesia. And I think the curriculum itself really helped us to, further learn the subjects because a curriculum like we have here at Cambridge is very much deeper than the ones that you get in other public schools in Indonesia, especially. So it's like having a more advanced learning experience than other of your peers outside there, and especially for some subjects, it really helped me to do my exam well. Well, there are some discrepancies and differences in curriculum, but you can actually learn that outside. But in general, it really, really helped us because the curriculum itself is very deep. One of the drawbacks is maybe the language might be different from the one you're taking here, especially for the exams like UTBK since it's in Bahasa. But really though, for language, I guess you can, get used to it in a month, I guess. So it's not really a big matter. Yeah.
Okay. Any opinion from you, Shirley, regarding to this? How about your opinion about this, Shirley?
I think what Farhan said was right because a lot of my friends that are in other international schools are also going to national schools. So when you go to an international school and having an international curriculum, it doesn't mean you have to go to like abroad to study.
Okay, all right, all right. Now, Shirley and Farhan, we know that you actively participated in some international competitions. Do you mind to share the process on how to participate in international competitions in Business School Bekasi? As we know that Shirley participated in World Scholars Cup and Farhan in Digital Young Leaders Convention that was organized by Hwa Chong Institution in Singapore. Maybe I want to hear from Shirley first.
I think the process is through like friends because I was recommended by friends to like join the competition. like there was 3 rounds to the competition where I had it in Jakarta, then I went to the Philippines, then it's Yale, and I had the opportunity to debate in Yale and win some medals with my friends. And I think it's a very memorable competition and memorable moments with my friends.
Okay, how about you, Farhan?
Well, the case is a bit different for me. I actually know the competition from Mr. Erwin. He's actually a teacher here in Venus School Bekasi. And he offered me and some of my student council friends to join the HCGDYLC. Well, it was supposed to be initially held in Singapore offline, but because of the pandemic, we had to do it online. But still, it's a very amazing experience. And for other competitions, well, I guess the teachers are very active in, giving us informations about several competitions and opportunities, like maybe competitions here in Indonesia or even abroad. And also, it's very important for us to be proactive as well, because maybe we have some informations of the competitions, like how Shirley got the information from her friends, and maybe we can just talk to our teachers if we want to join, and they'll support us for real.
The teachers will support all the students, yeah, meaning they will give their time as well to train the students, yeah, to prepare mentally, yeah, about the competitions that they will join in the future. Wow, awesome. So Venus School Bekasi really supports you from the very first step, yeah, for the competition. All right, thank you. Next question for Shirley. You have a very big concern with the environment, which is really inspiring me. One of the communities you join is Bye Bye Plastic Bag Venus School Bekasi, right, Shirley?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, now it is where you and your friends actively help the environment, such in very young age. Now, can you tell us briefly how did you manage your time between school and your participation in the organization?
I think the part where I joined the organization itself, like I've always enjoyed like designing stuff, like drawing and everything. So in the organization, I was in the graphic design team. So it's something that I enjoy and also something that I get to spend with my friends. And I think I don't take that as a time like for study or anything serious. I think I take that as a time to spend with my friends. So for managing time, I think there's always time for everything if you make time for it. I could really manage it when in high school.
Wow, your time management is really good then, Shirley. That's why you can balance your activities, which is bye plastic bag and also learning. Yeah, sounds very interesting. All right, now in becoming a part of Venus School Bekasi Student Council, please share with us why were you interested in joining this in the student council, Farhan?
Initially, one of the big reasons is for me to get connections and networks, because there are sometimes you cannot just get those kind of networks and connections in the class. So when joining a student council, I get to to know a lot of other students from other grades, and also even from other schools, because sometimes we have collaborations with other organizations and schools. So that's actually one of the big reasons. And second of all, I just want to have something to do aside of studying, because studying can be tiring and boring. So with me joining student council, it really helped me get as much as activity productively and do something good for the school. So yeah.
So thank you so much. Yeah. So how about the benefits for being a student council, Farhan? Do you see the benefits for yourself?
Oh yeah, exactly. One of the biggest benefit I see is time management, I guess, because being in a student council, you need to allocate much of your time for it actually, because especially me, I was the vice president, and I had really like a lot of tasks and jobs, because I have to be responsible to the president itself. There are a lot of meetings, and we have to coordinate a lot of events, and it actually takes a lot of time. So I I indirectly train myself to manage my time, especially before joining student council. I was actually very messy. I don't really have like a schedule to run down my days. So with joining the student council, I can train myself to manage time better. And aside of that, you can get a better communication skill, I guess, because with those meetings and collaborations with other organizations and students, you'll train yourself in negotiating, especially because things don't always go the way you want, and there will always be issues and miscommunications. And the way you solve those kind of problems is the things that I get from student council. So that's actually one or two benefits that I can say.
You can manage your time now, and also you can train yourself to be a problem solver like that, yeah,
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you join the student council. So in the future, whenever you have, something happen in the future, then you know how to think fastly and wisely, yeah, to to
Exactly.
to to solve the problem. Very good. How about you, Shirley? Can you share with us your experience when you joined a student council?
My intention of joining the student council was to be able to work with a lot of people. And that was something that was also a benefit for me, the things that I learned from the student council. I get to work with a lot of people, and I had to like communicate with a lot of people. Like I saw an improvement in my communication skills since like before student council and after student council. I was communicating all the things much in a better way and in a much more efficient way, I think.
Okay, so you can develop your teamwork as well, yeah, how to work together with other friends, and also you sharpen your communication skills once you join the student council. Awesome. All right, now may I know? I think this is the last question for me. Please share to your juniors here, yeah, uh, what is the key or what are the keys to your success in senior high school at Bino School Bekasi? Maybe I want to hear first from Farhan.
The key to success. Well, actually, a lot of factors plays here, but I guess for me, especially, is to be committed with your studies. Actually, like that's the first thing that you have to do, and to have a commitment for you to study and to graduate with a good score or something like that. Because without being committed or without having a commitment, you'll just end up don't know what to do, and being lost in the middle of high school. So yeah, you need to have a goal on what you want to do actually, and what do you want to be after you graduate, something like that. And another a key to success, I guess, is to have a great relationship with your friends, because your friends really plays a great role, especially for your support system. Because high school is not that easy. There will be times where you feel sad or you feel stressed out because of academic burdens or even social burdens, and it's actually great for you to have a support system where you can have them to support you 24/7, and not only to support you, but especially you can learn together with them. It's something like a study group, I guess, because I'm more into a person who likes to study with friends other than studying alone, because studying alone can be very boring. Because when I study alone, I usually sleep or get busy with something else. So yeah, with studying with my friends, it actually makes me more focused to study. And yeah, so that's some of the keys that I have. And also you need to be very close to your teachers. Well, there are different types of teachers, but you have to be close with them, because it's very important for you to have a great relationship with your teachers, because sometimes when you don't understand a subject or things, when you have a better communication with your teachers, it will not only help you understand better, but your teacher can help you to excel in something if you have a problem or something else. So yeah, I think that's something for me.
So we have to set up our goals, and then we have to have our commitment, and we have to have very good communication with the teachers and also your friends, yeah, because we
Exactly.
can share, yeah, maybe our friends know better than us, so they can share their knowledge to us, yeah,
True,
so
true, true.
yeah, it will give the
Especially in high school, not everyone sometimes your friend is good at math, or sometimes your friend is good at English or social studies, and then from there you can actually share everything, and it benefits each of us to help each other.
Exactly, exactly. All right, thank you, Farhan. How about you, Shirley? Can we hear from you, Shirley?
I agree with everything Farhan said, but to add to that, I think one of the things that made me like sane, like with all the pressure and all the things that are happening, I was in a lot of things, and I think it's being patient and persevere to have that perseverance to like, oh, I want to be this, and I have to like wait and be patient to be that. Another thing is also to try new things. I think that kind of opens your mind and kind of makes you feel like a new person, at least for me.
Perseverance and also be patient, yeah. Very good, Shirley. So actually, if I can hear from what I heard from your explanation, guys, Binus School Bekasi really supports your dream, yeah, really supports your dream. Starting from this very, very basic skill, this school really supports you and gives you a very good support system, yeah. I could see that it has been explained by Mr. Adi. We have rencanamu to know about our what do we want to go when we are graduated from HS12, and also our guidance counselor also help us, yeah, help you out whenever you need help from them, you need the guidance, they are always ready to be to give you explanation. And also teachers, yeah, teachers also encourage you to join and to participate in the international competition, and that way you will get more knowledge, yeah, not only the knowledge from school but also from outside the school, yeah. And also Bino School Bekasi supports not only about the knowledge but also the social skills, yeah, throughout the student council. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for Shirley and Shirley and Farhan for sharing your experiences, yeah, and also your key to success in Bina School Bekasi. Now we already have the questions in our chat box, yeah, from Kalia HS11C. To study abroad, do you have to take an English placement test? Okay, maybe I will ask Shirley.
For some universities, I think yes, you need to take an English placement test, especially for those who are going to like places where they speak English like on a daily basis. I personally took it. I took IELTS for Korea. I took IELTS. I think yes, for most studying abroad, they need an English placement test.
Okay, so the answer is yes, yeah. And where is it again? Where did you take the English placement test?
I took IELTS.
IELTS, yeah. Via online,
No, I did it offline.
offline. Okay, all right. May you share the place? Because Kalia also asked if yes, then
I forgot the exact place, but I did it in Kelapa Gading.
Papa Gading. All right, thank you. I hope Shirley has answered your question, Kalia. If you have more further question, please feel free to drop the next question, ya Kalia, in the chat box. Next, how about the next question? Let's take a look. Is there any difficulties in answering the test in Bahasa Indonesia, and how to face them? Okay, Farhan. Farhan, do you mind to answer this?
Honestly speaking, actually it depends on the subject. Yeah, if it's like mathematics, where it's actually numbers, you don't really have to figure out the language. It doesn't really matter. But maybe for subjects like biology, where it's words and sentences, all of it's in Bahasa, then I guess you'll need to learn some of the terminologies that's in Bahasa, because it might be different from the one we learn here in school, especially in Binus. And oh yeah, a tip for me is actually to focus on learning mathematics and physics if you're in science, because the curriculum might be a bit different. So if you're especially in 11th grade, it's actually good for you to have a head start from now. But for biology, I guess you can actually like learn it in just a month or 2 months, because basically it's just translating what you learn in class.
Okay, so it's basically translating what you have learned in the class,
Yes,
yeah. So yeah,
exactly.
okay, yeah. So it's going to be easier, and sometimes when you see, wow, the questions are in Bahasa Indonesia. I used to use English in my school.
Mhm.
Just relax and try to manage the emotion for a while and think that, oh, it's actually same, but this one is using Bahasa
Yeah,
Indonesia.
don't stress it out, because it's easy. Like, like photosynthesis is basically the same in Bahasa in English, but different spelling. So yeah, just get used to it, and maybe you can start reading Indonesian subject books from now, if you want to get a head start.
Okay, so you will be more familiar, yeah, with any kind of terms and conditions that applied in Bahasa Indonesia, yeah. I
Exactly.
mean the subjects in Bahasa Indonesia. Okay, thank you so much, Farhan. Now from Radite, for applying to Yonsei University, is it mandatory for us to have a topic certificate or some sort? Thank you. Okay, Shirley, do you mind to answer this again?
Yes. For all of you that don't know, topic is the Korean version of IELTS. So it's a Korean placement test. But I think for Yonsei University, you need that. But for the one I'm taking, I took like a small branch of Yonsei University where it's called Underwood International College. It's more of like an English based study. So all of the things that I'm studying are English based and not Korean based. And so I don't need to submit topic certificates. But for Yonsei University itself, like the big university itself, it is that you need to have the topic certificate. I think it's about topic 3 or topic 4.
Okay, so it's still needed, yeah, for the topic certificate, yeah, in Yonsei University. Okay, thank you, Shirley. Next question from Miss Nita. May we know how your journey or struggle to apply for many university before finally you accepted in your dream major and university? Farhan, do you mind to answer this again, Farhan?
Yeah, as I've earlier mentioned, it's a very long journey, especially if you want to apply to public university here in Indonesia, because there are a lot of pathways like SNMPTN, SBMPTN, even like Ujian Mandiri. So actually, I think it all started maybe in early 2021, where I started applying for SNMPTN or talent scouting. And trust me, it won't be as easy as you think, and it wouldn't be as smooth as you think, because sometimes there are surprises in life, and it's okay. I wasn't actually accepted in SNMPTN or talent scouting. It was actually the report card where you just have to submit a report card. There's no test. I was kind of disappointed, because I wasn't really looking forward to do the test, because I wasn't really that much prepared. So yeah, because of that, I had no choice but to study for the written exam, which I had taken in June. So I had to study for subjects that wasn't actually, some of them weren't not really taught here in school, so I have to study alone. And especially if you're applying here in public universities in Indonesia, the exam is, you have to do like all subjects. So I'm in science major, right? So no matter what major you're applying for, you still have to sit for all of the science subjects. So I have to do physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, even though I'm applying for medical studies. And I don't really see the reason why I have to still sit for physics subjects, which was actually one of my biggest, I'm not really that good in physics, to be honest, especially Indonesian physics. So yeah, I have to put extra time of myself to learn the things that I'm not really good at. And yeah, and I had to do the written exam, and I was accepted in the international program, right? So aside of the exam, there was also an interview, especially if you want to apply for the medical studies in OE, there are interviews as well. And yeah, it wasn't really a very smooth path, but just, I think one of my messages, just to believe in yourself. Pede aja with your abilities, because you won't know with your how will it end up. Just be yourself and believe in yourself. I think that's it.
Wow, amazing, Farhan. Thank you so much ya. Thank you so much for sharing the tips ya. Alright, Bapak Ibu, everybody here, if you want to raise your question, if you want to ask the question, you also can raise your hand virtually, right? Okay, I see another question here from Fitrandi. Selamat pagi, saya orang tua. Halo Ibu. Selamat pagi, saya orang tua dari Zianka Kamila, kelas 10 IPS. Pertanyaan saya, apakah dari BINUS terbuka jalur undangan untuk masuk ke Universitas Negeri, khususnya UI? Ya Ibu, kita punya jalur undangan untuk ke UI ya, untuk masuk UI. Lalu pertanyaan kedua untuk Farhan. Oke, Farhan, another question for you. Persiapan apa yang dilakukan untuk bisa masuk ke UI? Oke, Farhan.
Mungkin mau nambahinnya buat jalur undangan tuh, jadi sejak tahun lalu tuh ada kayak buat undangan UI kan ada 2 dari SNMPTN sama Talent Scouting. Itu tuh ada, dan semoga tahun ini ada yang keterima dari BINUS, soalnya tahun ini tuh banyak yang keterima di UI. Jadi semoga dengan banyak alumni gitu, mungkin tahun ini atau tahun-tahun ke depan bakal ada yang keterima juga dari BINUS buat undangan. Terus buat yang kedua, persiapan dilakukan untuk masuk ke UI. Persiapan aku sih sendiri, aku ikut kayak les juga di luar, di bimbel. Cuman kayak menurut aku sih, menurut aku ya, mungkin nggak apply buat orang lain, tapi karena online gini, mungkin kalau les di luar tuh agak gimana ya, aku kan sukanya belajarnya kayak langsung gitu ya, jadi buat aku sendiri tuh kurang efektif. Jadi cara aku sih, aku banyak beli kayak buku-buku persiapan UTBK, SBMPTN, sama persiapan SIMAK gitu, dari banyak sih buku-buku yang jual gitu, jadi aku lebih kayak belajar sendiri. Dan untungnya sih kayak di zaman sekarang tuh enak banget buat ngambil informasi sama pelajaran-pelajaran di YouTube tuh banyak banget, jadi aku coba maksimalin fasilitas-fasilitas itulah dari kayak YouTube atau aplikasi-aplikasi belajar gitu, yang ada yang gratis-gratis juga. Jadi aku lebih banyaknya sih belajar secara sendiri. Dan buat kayak persiapan lain juga, aku sih kebanyakan juga ada yang juga nanya-nanya guru, kayak nanya guru BINUS juga. Sebenarnya walaupun yang diajarin guru-guru BINUS juga beda sih, aku juga sering nanyain ke mereka juga. Namanya juga ilmu kan pasti nyambung-nyambung aja, mau bahasa Indonesia, mau bahasa Inggris. Jadi maksimalin juga sih buat nanya-nanya ke guru BINUS. Jadi itu sih persiapan aku.
Oke, alright. Wow, so you explore more ya, cari sumber buku-buku dari tempat lain, and then
Yes.
via online YouTube. Wow,
Yeah.
you give a very extra effort ya, Farhan ya, to
Yeah.
join, to gain, to be successfully get your dream university ya, Farhan ya.
It's very important actually to be proactive. Jangan kayak nunggu buat informasi datang. Jadi lebih baik kayak kita nyari sendiri sih.
Okay, be more proactive. That's the key.
Yeah.
Be more proactive. Yes, good. Thank you, Farhan. Okay, everybody here, if you have any question, jika Bapak Ibu atau yang hadir pada pagi ini mau bertanya, silakan bisa secara virtual mengangkat tangan ya. Mau bicara langsung kepada Farhan atau Shirley, jangan sungkan-sungkan Bapak Ibu. Oke, di sini masih ada pertanyaan. We have another question here from Aiden. You talk about how biology is just a matter of translating and physics might take a longer. What about chemistry? Farhan, maybe.
Or maybe just kayak ralat dikit ya. For biology, it's actually not only about translating. What's important for you is to understand, because with you understanding, you can just directly translate the questions in your mind. So it's better for you to understand. See. And about chemistry, I think there's not really much terms and etymologies, especially in Indonesian tests. The chemistry are a lot of calculating. And so you won't really have much trouble translating. Well, there is some subjects that you have to understand in bahasa, but yeah, it's not really a big issue actually, because much of it is calculation.
Okay, okay. Now, maybe I want to ask a question. Yeah, for Shirley. First, I want to ask to both of you. Shirley, how do you motivate yourself? Because we are facing pandemic for more than 1 year. How did you motivate yourself? Okay, I want to go to that university, but I have to do this, I have to do that, something like that. How did you motivate yourself, Shirley? How did you manage yourself as well to be, stay on the track, keep being motivated? Do you mind to share it with us, Shirley?
I think there's a lot of thing that motivates you. Tapi buat aku pribadi, aku kan sering ngeliat Instagram gitu kan, dan aku tuh ngeliat kayak Yonsei University itu it's very diverse gitu. Jadi like there's a lot of people that's coming from different countries to Yonsei University gitu. Dan aku ngelihatnya tuh cara mereka operate, they have a lot of like clubs gitu loh yang it looks very interesting to me gitu. Abis itu and from like teman-teman aku juga gitu, kayak beberapa teman aku yang tinggal tetangga dan lain-lain itu kan orang Korea juga, dan mereka ngomong katanya tuh work ethic-nya orang Korea tuh patut dicontoh gitu loh. Dan aku tuh mau belajar buat bisa memperbaiki work ethic-nya gitu loh. Dan aku milih Korea sih gara-gara itu juga kan. Dan motivasinya ke situ sih, aku pengen ada di tempat di mana aku bisa blend in sama work ethic yang kayak gitu loh, yang organized dan yang bagus buat kedepannya gitu sih.
I see. So you already imagine yourself that you will be there one day and you will be blending with the culture as well, yeah? And that's how you can manage your emotion, that's one of the way how you can motivate yourself as well. Yeah, you just imagine I will be there one day. Wow. Awesome, Shirley. How about you, Farhan? How did you motivate yourself? You look very, both of you, yeah, really share very good experiences. And I really wonder about how you can manage your feelings, your time, and also, motivate yourself, yeah, to be in your dream university, Farhan.
For me, like what I said earlier, I made my commitment to go to this specific major and university, and with that commitment, jadi sih itu secara nggak langsung sih motivasi aku buat kayak ngejar lebih gitu sih. Soalnya kan gimana ya, the major that I'm taking here it's actually it's a very competitive one, especially here, and kayak buat sebenarnya sih buat motivasi aku sih, aku lebih kayak mirip kayak Shirley juga sih, kayak kadang-kadang kalau di Instagram ada yang lewat atau gimana gitu, aku sih kayak aku kayak follow gitu kayak tentang dunia-dunia kedokteran dan dunia-dunia medis gitu sih, itu yang bikin kayak terpacu buat aku, wah aku tuh di masa depan aku harus bisa kayak mereka jadi dokter dan segala macam sih. Jadi buat ngeliat kayak hal-hal seperti itu sih juga kayak it will drive you to to your dream and to work harder, especially kayak kadang sih ada juga kayak saat-saatnya where you feel demotivated or you feel lazy, and it's actually normal for you to feel it that way, especially when you're tired. Tapi again, if you have pictures, kalau misalkan kayak di Instagram atau kayak kamu punya kayak gambar-gambar about your future dream, maybe you can look at it and imagine yourself being them in the future, and it will really drive you to motivate yourself and work harder. I think that's it.
Okay, so yeah, it gives me an idea. Yeah, yeah, you are right, guys. Seeing the motivational quotes, maybe in Instagram or maybe in other social media platforms, and also maybe making a dream book. Yeah, and it will be fulfilled with what your dreams will be in the future. I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to be like this and like that. All right, thank you so much, Farhan and Shirley. Yeah. Now we have another question from Arya. What was your preparation prior SBMPTN? How long was your preparation? 1 to 2 year. And how was your method of learning? Wow, interesting. Method of learning. Okay. Maybe about the method of learning, I want to hear as well from Shirley, yeah. But first, because it is SBMPTN, I want to hear from Farhan first. Okay, Farhan.
Well, honestly, I've enrolled in my bimbel since grade 11. But I actually learned seriously starting grade 12, and it's actually not a good thing to do. It's better for you to start very early, mo dari kelas 10 nggak apa-apa deh you start, because again, it's even though when you do it, it feels easy, but again, it's very competitive for SBMPTN, because you know your opponents are, if maybe it can, they're doing harder than you, and it's very important for yourself to, you know, push yourself to study SBMPTN. Jadi kayak, well, if you're in, I don't know if you're in social, but maybe if you're in science, a tip for me is to focus more on the calculation, because you know here in Binus we're used to use calculators, right? But you know in SBMPTN, unfortunately, you have to calculate manually, so you have to get used to, you know, calculating manually, especially for mathematics and physics. So that's why I mentioned about physics and mathematics a lot of time previously. It's better for you to get a head start of it. And my method of learning, honestly, I don't really have a specific method of learning, because I'm not really a very organized person, and to be honest, I don't really have like a schedule of learning. I learn by my mood, and it's actually not a good thing to follow. But what an advice for me is maybe to have a solid plan of like what you want to achieve maybe in a week or 2 week. For example, maybe like in a certain subject, maybe in 2 weeks you have to already be able to answer 2 or 3 questions and be able to master it. Because for SBMPTN, it's not only about getting a correct answer, it's about time. It's a very fast, the time is very fast to do the exam. And to be honest, you are not expected to answer all questions. And the thing is, you have to answer as much as question as possible. So a bit of an illustration, like for mathematics, you have 15 questions, but you have 15 minutes to do. And it's very impossible to do one mathematics question in 1 minute, right? So what my strategy was to set a goal, like to answer 8 or 9 questions. And it's okay to not answer any questions, actually, because again, it's not about answering all the questions correct, but it's to get as many questions answered correctly. So that's actually a tip for me.
Wow, okay. So although the question, for example, 15 questions, yeah, you do not need to, do not need to do all of the questions, yeah, because you do, yeah, everybody knows that maybe it will not be enough for you to do the questions, right, to answer the
Yeah.
question. Just do your best in those
Yeah.
questions. Yeah.
This is the case for physics and math, because you know it's just crazy. They only give you 15 minutes and 15 questions at the same time. But for subjects like Bahasa Indonesia, biology, and chemistry, well, you're expected to answer all of it. See.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Now, what about you, Shirley? Shirley, do you mind to share with us how long was your preparation? And then what kind of method of learning that you have to get to be in your dream university, Shirley?
I think it took about like 1.5 year, 1,5 tahun, karena tadinya tuh pengen apply ke university lain kan Yonsei itu swasta, yang tadinya aku pengen tuh negerinya Korea gitu loh. Nah, tapi kalau dipikir-pikir lagi, kalau misalnya masuk Yonsei itu majornya aku lebih senang gitu. Jadi akhirnya aku pilih Yonsei, dan itu tuh contemplate-nya tuh that took months gitu. And then like for method of learning, I think it's a little different from Farhan. Karena kalau Farhan kan IPA, aku personally IPS kan. Jadi kalau aku sih banyak baca sama banyak nulis gitu. Dan aku tuh kalau nulis, kalau misalnya dapat dari guru atau misalnya lagi online class, aku banyak nyatet gitu aja sih. Dibaca lagi, habis itu udah take notes, di highlight, habis itu nanti nextnya dikasih post-it gitu. Biasanya sih gitu belajar.
Oh, okay, awesome. And also, making a mind map, yeah, mind map is really helpful, yeah. Mind map, making the mind map, so it's easy for you to have the imagination. Okay, I'm learning about this, and then we will, you are going to be very easy to remember about the content of the particular topic that you are learning at that time. Okay, now I want to ask Najwa Zafira. Okay, dari tadi Miss Rinda ngomong baca-baca terus ya. Let's call Najwa. Najwa, are you there?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Najwa. Good morning, Najwa. How are you?
Morning. Great, Miss. Thank you. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you, Najwa. Wow. We have Najwa here. Najwa, feel free to ask the question directly to your seniors in this Zoom.
Okay, Miss. How can you be sure about the university and the faculty that you take?
Okay. How can you be sure about the university and the faculty you take? All right. Najwa, do you mind to tell us between Shirley and Farhan, which one that you want to hear first? From Shirley or Farhan?
Shirley?
Okay, Shirley first. All right.
I think for me, university, because like I said before, I wanted the work ethic in Korea, right? And then so that's why I looked for the university that suited me most. But for the faculty, my faculty is culture and design management, dan dua-duanya tuh ada desain sama bisnis, both that I'm interested. And abis itu kayak gabung gitu majornya, dan I think that's something, when I saw that I was like, wah, I want that gitu.
Okay, thank you.
All right. How about you, Farhan?
For the major, well, I initially don't really want to be a doctor since grade 10. Actually wanted to go for engineering, but from due to some cases, back then I used to go to the hospitals a lot. And when I see doctors, especially surgeon, because I want to be a surgeon in the future, it's just very cool, to imagine myself in an operating room doing surgery to a patient. So that's actually what, drives me to, pursue medicine. And for the university itself, I always aim to find like the best university. And I initially, a few of the options was like UI, UGM, and UNAIR for public university here in Indonesia. And yeah, I think it's also important for you to find which university offers the best quality for your major. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you, Farhan. Any more question, Najwa, from you?
Is there any difficulties in Korean language?
Shirley?
Me personally, I haven't learned it fully because it's very hard, honestly. Jadi sekarang tuh baru basic-basic itu, belajar sendiri, beli workbook like that, and then like I practice writing gitu, and practice the grammar gitu sih. It's the same like learning English pas SD dulu gitu sih.
Okay, good questions, Najwa. I hope both of these seniors already gave you a clear answer. Did you think so, Najwa? Najwa is trying to unmute herself, I guess.
Yes, Miss?
Yes. Is that clear, Najwa?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And last question. Thank you, Najwa, from Rina. Rina, do you mind to ask directly? Rina, where are you, Rina? This is the last question. Okay, Rina, is Rina here? Ibu Rina or Miss Rina? Okay. Okay, let me read it. Yeah. What do we need to prepare to be active in student council? Okay. Farhan, maybe to be active in student council because you are the former vice principal,
Yes.
correct? For the student.
President.
Oh, sorry, vice president. I'm sorry. Yeah, vice president for student council. I'm sorry. All right. How what kind of preparation that you did to be active in student council?
There wasn't actually a specific preparation for me because I just applied directly. But I think if you want to prepare yourself, prepare to be able to talk to different kinds of people. So basically, communication skills, yeah, because it's very important to talk to people in student council because you're basically exchanging ideas and negotiating with people in the student council. So before you enter student council, make sure that you're confident enough to express your ideas in front of people and be able to communicate your ideas and solve problems. I think that's it. And
Okay,
also time management.
time management.
Yeah.
Management, that's the key, correct? Yes. All right. So time management, and also you need to be really consistent and commitment as well, yeah, Farhan, just like
Yeah.
you said earlier, yeah.
And don't be shy to give out your ideas because sometimes in student council we have like meetings, right, with other members, and don't be shy to talk and express something. Maybe something is not right or you feel like it's against your ideas. Then just talk, and we'll freely accept your ideas and discuss it.
Speak up your ideas, yeah, and
Yeah.
also whenever you are speaking up your ideas, just say it wisely, yeah, so everybody will oh, okay, I understand this, yeah, so always in positive vibes. Good, Farhan, thank you so much. How about you, Shirley?
I think I also didn't prepare for anything. I was just very interested, so I apply. And I think you need to be very proactive because one of my mistakes in student council was I missed a lot of the notifications from the group. So I kind of missed some of the tasks. Like I had to be reminded for like a few times. I think you need to be more proactive and you need to be vocal about your opinions.
Okay, proactive and vocal in positive way, yeah, in positive way. So yeah, maybe your ideas are really really good, but if you do not say it in positive way, maybe everybody will feel offended, will feel be offended, yeah. But if you say it, even though it's vocal but in good manners, yeah, everybody will, okay, let's think it over like that. All right, thank you so much for this sharing session, yeah. I really appreciate your time, guys. Now, Bapak Ibu, everybody here, let's give a virtual applause to our narasumber here, Shirley and Farhan. Yay, thank you so much, thank you so much.